Well, hello there. Welcome in. Getting things set up. We might be switching away from VTuber stuff, simply because it takes up too much processing power. I did some math. And just, you know, because I'm wanting to do game development, wanting to do Unity animations, like that requires quite a bit of CPU, graphics. I need all I can get, and OBS has already taken up a lot. However, I did a little bit of compromising. Hey, what's up? Halfd0rk, welcome in. So compromising, you can still throw things at me. Okay, with the bits. Thanks, man. Much appreciated. I'm gonna make a note there, because it didn't do any sound effects. Sound effects for bits. Set up my planner. I don't really use this much, but it's just a nice visual for, I guess, what the day looks like. And I got my notepads. Energy feels like a 7 today. Mood, we're an 8. Above average. So, okay, I saw your messages. I have to grab that asset from my other account, but I'll get back with you on it. So today, probably going to be working on particle effects and getting a good idea for layering this animation. I do have to submit this by, I think, Friday. Maybe not Friday. The 27th. Sunday. Okay, so we're taking a look at these characters here. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Interesting effect, just by using the scale. Let's first try moving this around a bit. So I'll probably be taking this into After Effects. Oh, the music's really loud, sorry about that. I always turn it up for the intro and forget about it. Crunch time. Yeah, we got less than a week, but in theory, I was never expecting to place with this model, or I guess this animation. I just always wanted to participate, and this has been a great driving factor to help me learn. And I could probably finish the rest of this, you know, in a day of at least what I want to do. So I'm not worried. As for, like, the assets, I want to make sure we have a couple more things here. Like our ground. So that should be right here. That might not be the most recent ground, though. Oh, that's our ground. We might do a different material here. I don't know if I have any sand. Might have to download one of the ones I have. I'm gonna check my folder real quick. Game assets. Oh, I don't think it's in here. Humble bundles. So I was thinking about using a stylized texture for this, because it's going to be very hard to determine what it is. As long as it looks like sand, I'll be okay. So I'm looking for stylized textures, because I bought this Humble bundle a while back. Might as well use it. No, Egyptian textures might be it. Here, we'll try these real quick. Textures, Unity package. Loading. There we go. So this is textures. We have NPCs. There's textures. I mean, I could probably just remove most of this. Atlantis. Here's sand. This is what we want. So I'm gonna just disable, I think, all of this. And then only grab the stylized text. Looks like we have fish textures too, which is kind of nice. I mean, I would like some fish floating around. That might be good. Sure, so we'll grab most of this. Alright, well, I guess I'll take all of it. Give it all! Does the throw still work? Nice try. What else do we have? Pokeball? Oh yeah, and we have random memes now. A lot of things changing. Alright, let's see here. Boss. Fight Punisher. There might be a timer with the Pokeball. Let me look. It's not in here. Where would it be? I think it's in the VTuber software. I'll take a quick look, because I'm curious. So this is the VTuber software. Basically, I have an invisible avatar right here. Now, if we're taking a look at the Pokeball... Throw custom Pokeball. Chat command.
The Force is with you, young.
The Force.
But you are not a Jedi yet.
Hey, 9A7A, what's up, dude? Welcome in. Working on Unity stuff today. So this is the project that I'm currently working on. We won't watch the whole video, but just to give you an idea. Basically, I'm making animation using their templated kind of placeholders here. So we have a boss and like a hero or a protagonist, whatever you want to call it. And it doesn't even have to be humanoids. Like, for example, I'm actually using a dragon here and a character floating in the water. And so what we're doing is we're going to be working on the layout. I'm currently importing. It should be done by now. Currently importing some sand that I'm going to add to this ground texture. Better than Disunity. Ooh, that's like a double entendre, 9A. Like Disney, Unity. But I'm well, thanks for asking. Hope you're having a nice day so far. Let's see, we want Blink, Art, NPCs. I want to get these fish and jellyfish in here too. But maybe those are just textures? Which would be kind of a bummer. They're just textures. Like, how do I use that? Maybe it's supposed to be like, oh, it's not even animated. I don't know what... What about the jellyfish? It's like a texture, like you could put... Where, though? Like, where would I put that? How would I use that? Because I can't put that on a model. Let me just put it on a cube real quick. We'll make sure it's the correct shader. So we'll upgrade it to HDRP. Now I do have to relink some of these. Height map. I'm just unsure of how I would use this in like the game. It's like it's just like a wall. You know, it's a flat object. I can't cut out the jellyfish themselves. And they didn't provide me anything either. I guess I should visit the demo, see what's going on. Yeah, stay away from Disney, I agree, Nene. Ghibli, yeah, Ghibli's just more genuine, I would say, than Disney. Disney makes good stuff. They make good stuff. Like, if you throw enough money at something, usually it turns out pretty good, and that's what Disney does. Okay, so I tried changing this to a transparent. Now, that means I can alpha remap this. So I can make it translucent, but that doesn't help me. Let's see if they did anything in the demo. So in the demo, it's literally just a presentation. So this doesn't help either. But this is the jellyfish that they're using. Which doesn't make sense. Alright, well, I'll go ahead and update all the textures. So what I have to do is, to make them accessible in HDRP, find all these. We can hide jellyfish. And then we just check mark HDRP, and we want lit. So that means it can be illuminated. Now each one of these, I have to realign the textures, which is kind of annoying. So before I do that, we'll see if the automatic upgrade will work. Yesterday this took 25 minutes and I had to cancel it. So yeah, let's see if it works. Battle of Hawaiian shirts. And if that's what you want to make, you can make it. But yeah, going through some big transitions for me as not only just creator, but just in life. And in general, I'm pretty excited for what even the upcoming future is. I think most people would be nervous if they were in my situation. But I feel like I'm in the right place, right time. I'm meant to, you know, struggle for a bit. So these are all the different textures. They actually look great. So I'm going to try merging a lot of these together, kind of like painting them on the terrain. Alright, cool. So we'll save this. So the demo did nothing for me. Yeah, demo did nothing. Yeah, commitments, that's definitely the name of the game, 9A. What's this here? Cube. That was when we were testing particles. I'll leave them for now, but we're not going to be using those. Okay, so now I want my ground texture here. I'm actually going to, I think, make a terrain. Video object terrain. Hide the old ground. Not sure why the terrain's up there. A little bit odd to have the offset in such a place. But if it works, it works. Okay, we'll do a little bit of texturing. I just want to make it feel like it's, you know, underground. Or underwater, I should say. Should probably give it a little bit more color first. So I know we need a terrain material. So we're going to create new material here. And it didn't show up. Why didn't it show up? Create material. There it is. Terrain HD 01. This is going to be HDRP terrain lit. So this just gives us like a layered kind kind of default plane. We'll add that to our terrain. So I'd like to change out this shader here. Now that setting is right here. So I'll link up the terrain I just made. Now I can freely paint on this. So what we'll do is paint texture. We need terrain layers. We'll create a layer. And so now these are going to be using the materials I just imported, but they're not going to have all the same settings. I would like for them to keep the material settings. Is there any way I could do that better? Let's do a quick Unity or search here. Unity terrain materials. Okay, so when I make the layer itself is acting like a material. And that's where I can add the normal map. So I'm basically creating a new material altogether. Okay, so it made the material or the layer right here. We're gonna do the terrain 01. Hey, sand dude, what's up? Sand. We'll make what else? Like coral. Ah! You can't hurt me. It's all digital. Those aren't real objects. Ow. Alright, we want coral. Let's see what else we have. Sand, stones, and we'll add one more. We'll do sand, algae. Great. So now each one of those, we'll take the name. Sandstone. And algae. Great, so each one of these, we have normal map and mask map. So I'll lock this project folder, and I'll go back to this material section, and that'll allow me to input each one. So we have algae, got a base color, we're gonna add the normal map. Now I think these normal maps might not have the, oh, they do. Okay, we're good. It's a little bit finicky here. So we have the height map, mask map. Anything else we could add? Nope, for now we're good. So now we got coral. So we got the mask map, which the mask map basically gives a little bit more highlighting. The normal is where we're getting most of the lighting and texture from. But yeah, we'll just keep the settings they're using. Coral. And mass map. Normal map. Sand. So this one doesn't have a mass map. So we'll use the height map. And sandstone. This one also doesn't have a mass map. So we'll use the height map. Okay, so with our sand here, we can paint other layers on top of it. So our terrain sand, we can actually adjust the tiling. And then now I can pick others. Oops, it zoomed in. I'm not sure how I got this orthographic look here. I do not want that. Now go back. 2D. Not sure how I got here. Sculpt. Ooh, that's helpful. I should have this over here. Unity orthographic camera. Must have pushed a button. Click the cube in the center of the scene gizmo. What? There we go. Found it. Yeah, it's whatever this is, the orientation button. Let me see if there is a key binding for that. Orientation, Unity, keybind, Z. Either way, at least we found it. Okay, back to painting the terrain. We'll go ahead and set the height a little bit. Too much. Too much. Ow! What's up, B? He's just taking out all the frustrations on me. It's okay, you're allowed to. Let's see, what is reverse? Ow. So I want to do a negative brush. So on my stream, for those of you unaware, I am a noob with Unity, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of googling. Brush. Ah! Hey, what's up, G-Wiz? Welcome in. Best way to start the day? Beating me up? Yeah, V. I'm glad you guys like the VTuber buttons. I decided to simplify the stream a little bit more. That way, I have more processing power. CPU, literally a 25% difference by not using the VTuber. I mean, it's still around 36%. It's not bad at all. Okay, so stamp terrain max add. They're talking about using Wacom's. So we want the sculpt. But yeah, happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you have a nice day. Right now I'm working on our boss fight environment. So for those that haven't seen it, I'll just press play real quick. Currently I'm working on the sand and getting a little bit more of the placements. Right now the lighting, it's going to be a lot darker. And this character, I think we're going to go for like a silhouetted look. And then with like lightning strikes. But I don't want to overwhelm myself. I still have like 6 days before this is needs to be submitted. It still has a long way to go. This is going to be the bulk of our work this month. Or I should say this week. Now my terrain here, I'm having trouble adjusting the height. Like I can make it go up and down, no problem. But I want to pinch it and make like certain points go up and down. Hold shift and left click. The sample target height. Interesting. Cheese, terrain settings. Yeah, back to Google, I guess. So we have transform pinch, so it looks like it's this drop down here. Raise or lower terrain. Left click to raise, hold shift and left click to lower. There we go. Okay, so we have to start at the specific height. Can't go... That's fine though. Just trying to make this look, you know, a little bit more natural. It's gonna be very hard to see it anyway. It's all gonna be in the background. So the less I do, the better. So the scale of everything is a little bit too large. And ideally, I do want the sand to extend outward. So I'll be sure to add that. It's going to be hidden behind kind of like a layer of darkness, but I still need like the visual of like the sand going. Now this anchor's way too large for scale. It's like orthographically. Everything's kind of like out of scale. What's the word I'm looking for? They're the wrong size. I think if I just reduce the scale of the anchor, everything else will make sense. We can also change the field of view a bit. Or can we? Oh, I think the field of view is actually attached to the timeline. So it won't let me adjust it. Can I adjust any of this? Gotta love when artists put the anchor point or the offset in such a weird place. I guess getting buried under the sand isn't a bad look. I want it to be a featured piece. Sure. Excuse me, sorry. Alright, so we want neighbor terrains, so just clicking these squares over here should build them. Doesn't look like it'll let me make more. It's like, that's enough. You don't need more than that. Oops. I do need more than that. Give me more! Ugh, that terrain looks ugly. We'll smooth it out. Smooth height. Cool. So how do I feel about the terrain? I can scale it, right? Oh, it doesn't look like scaling, does it? Go even further beyond. Wonder how this is going to affect the processor. I don't think it's really helping, to be honest. I'll probably end up deleting most of those. Okay, so now that we've made the sand, I'll probably do a little bit more texture painting, so like blending it with other sand textures. It doesn't look like it's loading the terrains in the background, and that's okay. I have some workarounds for that. The sand looks a lot better in the front here. Pretty happy with that. I might lower the anchor a little bit more. Copy those transforms. So if you ever make edits in Unity while it's playing, like game mode, nothing gets saved. So you actually have to copy whatever you change. You can only change one or two things at a time. And then you just paste it back in edit mode. There are ways to work around that. Like, people have made scripts. You have to pay for them. I'd consider it. Okay, so all these backgrounds, they just didn't work. Just delete them. We'll keep these. Okay, we'll do a little bit more painting, I think. Hey, Caution. What's up, dude? Anchor looks massive. Yeah, I even scaled it down. It's like half the size of what it was. I think a large anchor isn't a bad thing. I'm just trying to justify it at this point. But I guess for the rest of the scene, it does appear too large. But it gives something to draw the eye to. Now, this sea dragon, which is a work in progress. The sea dragon, it's probably going to be in the far back, like here. And then there's going to be like lightning strikes, so it's going to be super dark underwater. And you'll see the dragon getting closer. But yeah, I think the anchor, in terms of scale, is a little bit too large. I'm going to try moving everything closer. don't want to adjust too much of what I've already made here. I'd like to move the terrain and my props at the same time. That'd be nice. Hey, look, I can. Now, unfortunately, the way I have this scene set up in Unity, the game camera is attached to the timeline. I made like a fake camera, but it doesn't really help me. Yeah, everything is kind of skewed in terms of scale. Field of view. Okay, we'll see how that looks. But yeah, I'm an amateur. One cool fact I know is never thought about is most anchor size is the same. That's a good point. So if I were to... Oh, that's creepy. Seeing his face through his body. Yeah, I mean, using correct scale is important, but at the end of the day, with game dev, it's all smoke and mirrors anyway. I'm just trying to make something look cool, you know? Smoke and mirrors, man. But if, with outside opinions saying it's too big, it's too big. It's definitely too big. Alright, I'm gonna add this terrain to my props, and then I can just move it all together. Oh, my character's right there. Crap. Maybe not. We'll move it with the underwater props. Well, thanks, Caution Z. I appreciate the input. In the back of my mind, I knew it was too big. It looks way too big still. Just by comparison. But I like it in the foreground. I just gotta decide on, like, a size. I think maybe if we scale it all down, it might help. Right now it's at a 2. We could scale it back down and then move it closer again. So my terrain is actually losing some of the features I just added. I had like a mound here, and we lost it. I think the terrain data didn't get saved. Or it's over here. Yeah, here's the terrain I was working on. So it didn't move with my asset. This is a little bit annoying. Looks like it didn't scale properly. I just halved it. The rest of these are halved. Let's see what this does. So moving the scale doesn't do anything. Scaling it using the gizmo works. Let's see how this works. This is what I originally had set up. It's kind of like right here. We can scale it down. Nobody's gonna notice. Just don't tell anybody, okay? Eater Toast! What's up? Alu alu! Things are going well. Thanks for asking. I think I'll just repaint this a little bit. Wonder how it would look if I rotated it a bit. Like so there was like a curve to it. I do not like it. Go back! Just gonna move this back into place. And then I'm gonna pull out the razor lower, and we'll just repaint the scene a little bit. Adjust the brush. Too large. Now the texturing is a little bit too large, so the tiling I need to adjust a bit. It's pretty ugly, to be honest. Let's go into the paint texture, tiling. Right now I have it at 10. Let's go to, who's too small? 4? Sparky!
Sparky Sneakle with the rate of 12. Welcome
Sparky Sneakle. Welcome in, Raiders. What's up, Sparky?
Really, on a scale of 1 to 10,
Really?
are an 11.
Sparky, how was your stream? Did you guys make some cool stuff and box at it? Lula Love too. Welcome in, Halfd0rk. Wicked you too. Welcome. What's happening? Right now we're painting a seabed floor. It's going well. So right now I'm adding like details. We can add coral, although it's not very useful here in this particular situation. So I'm not sure if I like coral. We can add different sand texture though. Probably want to adjust the tiling a little bit. Looks nice. So far, so good. Mosquito! Don't get anywhere near my feet, Mosquito. This ain't a feature film. No Vox edit today, Sparky. It's a leaking memory. Uh-oh. Are you on Mac, Sparky? I know that's a problem with Mac for sure. Mosquito. So we're getting a little bit too much gloss here. Should be able to adjust that. That's the sandstone texture. Metallic. Might be the mask map. Oh, I didn't put the normal map in, that's why. Had the wrong map. Alright, well that fixed it. Did you guys see the new throw commands? This was from us testing VTubers. So anybody can throw. We're in Unity now. Unreal in the wheelhouse. Unreal is good luck, Juas, finding someone to work with you on there. But yeah, Unreal is definitely a more approachable software for making cinematics. I decided to go with Unity for 2 reasons. I own a lot of Unity assets, and I'm familiar with the software itself. So basically I'm using it because I want to make experiences in Unity specifically, and so to learn the cinematic side of it, I think will be very beneficial. So that's why I'm doing it. But I think Unreal is actually, it has a better community of filmmakers. It's more approachable. I'm basically taking the hard way. The hard path. Simply because I want to. And I'm committed. So I just painted with like coral stamps. I'm not sure if I like it. But with how little is going to be revealed under the camera, it should add a good amount of shading. Excuse me. Okay, so we're going to add some more textures, I think. Because right now it's a little bit dull, but this is our scene right now. So we actually have different sand here. We have sand with columns. Some of these are a different color, though. Not quite sure how I'll mesh these together. But these are the textures I have already. And I'm not looking to buy more. Cliff. Sure, we'll add that one. We'll go into our paint texture. I'll add a new layer. So it's going to be our cliff underwater. So it's adding it wherever my project is. Or just like the project folder is open. It's not where I want it. We want HD terrain 01 underscore cliff. Now with this, we can add the normal map and the height map. Or mass map. This one has mass map. Cool. Nice, Shiwas. Yeah, I'm staying away from other people's projects for a time. I'm gonna make my own projects. At least that's what the hope is. So here's our cliff terrain. Looks a little bit too shiny. Ooh. I do like the enhanced normal map. Reflection's a little bit too strong. I think it's the mass map that might be adding too much color. Yeah. Okay. So this will help us blend a little bit. Give me that plant. Give me that plant. Base lower, too high. Cool. Back to painting some texture. I think today alone, I'm getting a lot more comfortable with these different features of painting terrains. So I'm very glad to be doing this. Let's see. I really want to smooth this. I'm sure there was a key binding I could use to just go between these. out. Yeah, I know people are bummed I'm not doing sandbox content as much anymore. I'm just taking a break. I think it's good to step away from, you know, a project you've been working on for almost 2 years. Need a break once in a while. Okay, so this is a little bit too shiny. It's the mask that's doing that. Huh. I think we want the height. It's adding like a green, which is actually fine for our scene, so I think I'll keep it. A little color, maybe? Okay. So Chivas, I actually had some practice with that, and the answer is not easily, but the answer is also yes. I had to try a couple different modules, but I found one that works. It just costs $30, but it's like plug and play. So after you set it up the first time, basically you just drag and drop sandbox assets. For a time, I was considering making a game using voxel assets. It's very optimized. Like pretty much every asset outside of animation. So, for example, if you bring in an NPC character without animations, it's like less than a megabyte. But with the animations, we're talking like 40 megabytes. Cool. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with leaving this where it is right now in terms of the sand. I think we're now going to focus more on more particles. And the particle effects definitely need some work. The bubbles. Where's the lighting? My copy, it did cut out for a moment, so let me check. Alright, I think the microphone should be fixed. Hard to say. Alright, so we're working on particles now. Particles. Particulates. Okay, so this is the part where I don't know what I'm doing. So we can make lights. Adding a light to a particle system illuminates the environment and objects around the particles and makes the effect more impactful. Sure, we'll learn some of that. Gonna make me watch a video. One men! Hello, hello, welcome in. We're learning particles. Do you like particles?
One example is a flickering campfire that illuminates the ground and objects nearby. Another is a muzzle flash that lights up the end of a gun when it's fired. In this workflow,
Might
you
be
will
too loud,
create
sorry.
a firefly effect that uses a light to illuminate the environment. From the Game Object dropdown, choose Effects, Particle System to create a new emitter. And for now, I'll go to the scene view and pause this
So that's the
particle effect.
default.
Next, I'm going to pull in a texture for the firefly.
Okay.
Then
We already made a
new
shape.
additive material, and we'll call
Material.
this firefly.
Firefly material.
And to make it an additive material,
We're making bubbles. I already have a bubble material.
particles,
Standard
unlit,
unlit.
and then change the rendering.
Where's my bubbles? This is going to be in our materials. Bubble. Right now I'm using particles standard unlit. Is that going to be a problem? I don't think so.
Mode to additive.
That's what he's using.
Then assign the texture to the
Texture with the map. We did not add one of those. Do I have any bubble textures? I have a normal bubble map. Sure. That'll work. Bubbles! Oh, those are nice bubblies. I like these bubblies. They're obviously too big, but we're going to get to that.
slot of the material. Next,
Not good at particles?
adjust the parameters
Well, you
of
came to the right place,
the
because I also am not good at particles.
firefly's motion.
What are you working on?
Parameters
Mwen
are
memenens?
this. You may
Anemones?
the number of particles you emit to optimize the firefly effect. To do this, set your max particles to 10.
10
Lights are
particles.
expensive, so keep this in mind when using them in particle systems.
Max
For now,
particles.
I will pause the effect.
Okay, so in our particle system, we actually have two. I have one that I think I'll probably delete. But then we have this one. We have only 10 particles. If I bump it up to 100, my computer starts smoking. Why are you smoking? But these are all our bubbles. We just want to affect their lifetime and their size. Start size, do like 0.1 maybe? Yeah, those are nice bubbles. Like 0.5. Oh, maybe even smaller. Alright, let's finish this tutorial.
From the Game Object drop-down menu, select Light, Point Light. To create
Well, good luck with your
point light.
fight with the UI,
Particle
one
systems
man.
can only use
I am also bad at
point
that one,
spotlights.
so I can't help.
In the light settings, make sure the shadow type is set to no shadows for
No shadows.
optimization purposes. Then rename the
No
point
shadows
light
for
to
optimization. I think that's a good idea. I don't think I have any lighting. I take that back. We have some lighting. But we're going to disable the shadows just to help. Disable shadow map. Disable. We do have some up-gen lighting. Is this enabled right now? I think it is. I had it on my monster's face. Doesn't look like it's doing anything right now, so I'll just disable it. Okay. What else you got for me,
Fly light.
tutorial man?
Then
Relabel
drag
the
the
light.
from the hierarchy to the project window
Oh.
to save it as a prefab. Finally, remove the
Hey
light
Ian, what's up, dude?
in the particle system. Enable the lights module, and then expand the lights module to view its settings. Drag the Firefly light prefab into the light slot. Set the
Okay. Let's we'll stay with the tutorial. We're gonna keep doing tutorial stuff. Now, in terms of lighting, I want to make a light. So we'll do create light. I think he did a point light. And right now I'm not seeing the light affect the world around me. So I'll disable the other lights. Now, sure, we'll make it obnoxiously bright for now. And we do want a bluer hue because they're bubbles. So this is going to be our bubble light. Bubble light. And I'll put that in my project folder. This is... We'll give it its own folder, sure. Organization is key. This will be lighting. Bubble. Now I can actually delete this because we've made a prefab. So dragging it back in works just as usual.
ratio.
And so he added that to the particle system. Here, bubbles. We'll drag and drop that light in. Bada bing, bada bubble.
To 1. This will make every firefly use a light. Disable random distribution because all the fireflies will
Ooh,
have a light.
pretty.
Disable size effects range because the fireflies will all be about the same size. Keep use particle color enabled because the lights will use the color that's set in your particle system, and keep alpha effects intensity.
JPG to a vox. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, Ian, have you used Magic of Voxel? Because that's by far the easiest way to do it, is Magic of Voxel.
Enabled. So the lights will fade on and off with the fireflies. Then you can adjust the range multiplier to shorten or lengthen the distance the lights cast, and you can adjust the intensity multiplier to make the lights brighter or dimmer. Finally, I'll hit play on this effect.
Very cool. Probably intensity we're going to want lower. We'll do like 2.5. Still way too bright. Okay, 0 removes it. 0.1. Still very bright. I think that's just because my prefab is so bright. I did up the intensity multiplier there. There we go. That's definitely a more natural glow. Cool.
Switch over to the game view. And let's decrease the intensity on this directional light so that we
we're gonna
see
do the same thing in our
fireflies
scene.
a little bit better.
Pause. So the lighting here will make it so much more dim. Sure, we'll do like 1,000. We have a moonlight. Looks pretty cool. Maybe we keep that. Ah! 5,000. Bubbles. Well, the bubbles are still too big. That'll be the next thing we work on.
And then I'll switch back to the particle system so that we can preview it. Adding lights to a particle system can make an effect more realistic by
Nicholas Mage, what's up?
Objects and environments.
You guys can still talk about Sandbox with me. Personally, I'm just taking a break from it. I know I'll be back. So if you guys want to tell me all the new stuff, you know I'll appreciate it.
Environment around it. Lights are a powerful feature that can enhance the visual quality of particle effects, though they can negatively impact the frame rate if too many
Hope you're doing well,
are
Nicholas.
on lower end.
Cut up for 256. Oh, is there a website, Ian? Website OG told you about? I'm doing well, Nicholas.
Devices.
We're working with particles today. Oops. So yeah, this was a pretty good tutorial to follow. Like, that video actually helped me a lot. I would rather watch a video than read steps. I am now coming to terms with this knowledge. Like, that was far more beneficial for me as a observer learner. Basically watching someone do it rather than read about doing it. Am I logged in? Of course not. Of course not. I gotta get my credit. Easy drag and drop a Vox, and out comes a JPEG. Oh, that's cool. So it goes reverse. Good to know. Conclusion. Man, that was it. That was a quick tutorial. Okay. Okay, bubbles. Starting lifetime. We're gonna make them last longer. So there they go. We're gonna keep adjusting the size. We actually want them smaller. Do 0.1. Don't care about rotation. Pre-warm is okay. Simulation speed, that's actually fine. Alright, let's see how it looks in the scene. Very realistic bubbles. So I think I want them even smaller. And I want more of them. Give me the bubbles. So we'll increase the lifetime, I think. And I want it to be more condensed. It's more like my character is making the bubbles. But I also like the idea of there just being a lot of bubbles around them. The lifetime we can actually reduce. Because we want this to keep going. We also want them to not stop and start. So right now they're stopping and starting. So how do I loop this? That's why I had the loop. But they're not really looping that well. Mission shape, color, noise, collision. All of those are fine. Light, that's fine. Renderer. All that's okay. I think this is the only setting I can really adjust here. Max particles. We will adjust for testing purposes. Cool. Culling. Always simulate. Loop until replaced. Pause until replaced. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Unity didn't like that choice. Alright, Unity, I'm sorry. You take your time. So this is stuff we're pretty familiar with already. Ah. We can adjust the shape of the emitter, though. It's pretty nice. I mean, I'm pretty comfortable with the choice I already made. Right now they're kind of coming out like a cone. Oh my god! Too many bubbles. Why are there so many? I only have it set to 10. Too many bubbles! Loop until replaced. Okay. Unity, you are doing great. Don't give up on me yet. Sphere, hemisphere, cone. This is the one we're using right now. Duplicate this. Might come back to it. Do I want to script these particles? I'm no good at scripting, but... that seems to have improved our performance. Alright, let's see what happens if I hit play. What will it look like? That's a lot of bubbles. Kind of cool. Sadly, it's just too many bubbles. Okay. I think we're on to something, though. That's not helping. Max? I did max particles. It's spawning 10,000 particles. And I only have one particle here. If I put this at 0... it's still spawning particles. So it's replacing itself. I don't know where it's spawning those particles from. So this is what I assumed was going to happen, where we have one particle at a time. It's looping it with that setting, which is kind of odd. It's fine. 10 particles. So I can manually adjust how many particles are here. Ideally, I want these to be colliding with my character. They look cool, though. That does not look like a cone, sir. I'm sorry for the coughs. I'm still getting over it. Bit of a cold. I'll try muting myself more. Don't really understand why this angle is doing this. Or radius, actually. Okay. Angle. I think I'd rather have a line of these. So we can do the edge. And then I just have it completely coat the camera here. And then perhaps even have like a secondary one for my character. think the one thing I'm having trouble wrapping my head around is just like what setting does what. But that comes with practice. So there's our bubbles. I'm actually going to duplicate this. And we're going to have more bubbles just around my character. Stop those. Start these. We'll go back a few steps. So it'll be the shape. We'll do cone again. Practice, practice, practice. Exactly, Sparky. I just wish somebody else could practice for me. Then I could reap all the reward. It's not too much to ask. Okay, we'll do less particles here. You don't want them to be so fast. So fast. I think we'll make these a little bit larger too. Why are they so fast though? Start speed is 0.1. Okay, the speed is not affecting these. Might be the duration. Oh. Delta time. Simulation speed. Oh my. It's interesting. Like stop motion. Kind of like it. I'll keep it in mind. By that, I mean I'll forget it in about 5 seconds. Scaling, play on awake, gravity modifier. This might make it go reverse direction. But it's impossible to tell. Maybe it's the shape that's doing this? Or it could be the scale. Now we got a little bubble ball. A little bubble ball. I think it is the scale that was affecting it then. So if I adjust this to like 3, it should go slower. That doesn't look slower. So we have pause until replace. We have 100 particles. Even setting this to 1, they're way too fast. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now, is like, how do I slow these down? Let's do starting lifetime at 10. Still too fast. Duration 10. Still too fast. Slow down! Simulation speed. 4.1. But that's what gave us the stop motion. Play on awake, max particles, stop action, disabled. Okay. So now this brings us back to the bad looping. Scripts. Wow, 1 out of 11 videos. Pretty cool. I want to do that. Unity's still loading. I think I'm spawning too many particles again. Okay, so that's a particle launcher, decals, collisions. What else are you making? The decals is actually super useful. I'm gonna have to save this tutorial because I want to learn how to do that. Okay. I can't be the only one here that just skims through tutorials and then reads them. This is very helpful though. So I'll definitely go through this tutorial. Scripting is essential. You kind of have to do it. Ugh. Just currently setting it up to where it's going to be spawning a different effect. Collisions and scripting. Collision event. So particle collision with any other game object is creating emission particles. This is a very simple script too. So this is, I think, integers. Collision events. So it's just looking for anytime two objects collide. Trails. So these are, oh, nope. Okay, it's transforming the position and rotation of the particles themselves using math. Ugh, look at math. So when it impacts with the ground, it's causing the splash effect. Just because it's detecting, like, oh, I'm colliding with something. That's cool. Then we have decals, so it's leaving like a splash on the ground. No, Unity, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Unity. This is literally too much for you to handle now. That's what I get for testing effects. Playing with colors. That's pretty cool. Random particle colors. So he just added a gradient of literally every potential color. It's actually super simple. But it's all done through scripts, so that's the not so simple part. And then here's the decals. So making a new script, particle decal data. So that has a position, size, rotation, color. And these are all public variables that can be pulled. And so then he's adding that script to his particle decal object. Simple enough. So it's literally just loading a script in the game. So it's leaving the decals wherever the impact point is, the collision event. So when the collision event happens, it's leaving a decal. Simple enough. Max decals 100. So only 100 paint splatters can be active at any one time. That's important for optimization. Then we have another integer and a float. Decals size minimum. So looks like we have a variation in size. So the size varies. Oh, it's random. Okay. Between the min and the max. I'm starting to understand. And the color gradient evaluates random. Okay, so between the two colors already preset. The fact that they give the scripts is nice too, but this is basically copy-paste material. So people are just going to be copy and pasting. Oh my god! That's a lot of particles. Holy. We're looking at 100,000 bubbles. This is going to fry my computer. Disabled. Oh my god. So right now they don't last long enough. So we want them to last longer. Lifetime. Basically want them to go off screen, and we want the loop to occur relatively immediately. And that's where the problem's happening. They're not looping properly. Let's try 5. So basically they need to leave the screen and more bubbles need to replace them. Let's try 3. Nope, see that's too fast. That's also too fast. You're not looping very well. Do 10 bubbles. Pause until replaced. We get to load. Particle system. It's pulling up the particles. It's the decal pool. It's cool. Like, as interesting as this is, it's not really relevant to my project right now. It's also worth mentioning, I don't think these colors are the same ones that are splatting. So if we have a pink one, it could just be holding it. No, I mean, it might be doing the same color. It is not. But it's so random, it doesn't even matter. Cool stuff, though. I want to save this one for later. Sure, we'll bookmark it. Topics. Okay, so this comes back to the problem where it's too fast. And these bubbles are literally, like, resetting themselves. And we don't want that. Resimulate. What's that do? Basically, we want these bubbles to go from point A to point B. And the camera is only going to see them when they're transitioning. Like, past the camera. Let's try adjusting some of these settings. But unfortunately, it's like killing all the bubbles all at once. And that's what I don't want. I do not want it. But yeah, let's see how these compare. I'll probably be wrapping up soon. Gonna take a break. Yeah, the looping activated. Yeah. It's there's just a lot of settings that are, they kind of like overlap with each other. And that's where I'm getting a little hung up on. Play. How come these particles aren't playing? Or are they? Alright, this is nice. This is kind of the effect I was going for. Just more bubbles around the character. A light amount of bubbles everywhere else. The color is a little bit too dark to the scene and my project, or like my set design. A little bit too out of scale. So we'll add a little bit more lighting here. And these rocks are too shiny. Rocks aren't supposed to be shiny. Spawn the bubbles and kill it with code. That's a good idea. Right now, my grass or the sand is a little bit too reflective. So is my Hydra. This character is going to be pretty much a silhouette anyway. Ooh, this one did not have a mask map. Ukatoa! 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 Scales. Does not have a mask map. Tail. Metallic. So this is the scales metallic. Does this character have a metallic? Oh, it does. Huh. It does improve the texture. I'll keep it. The last thing I wanted to look at was the terrain. The sand here. Sand is a little bit too shiny. Whoa. Control Z doesn't work in that menu. That's annoying. That's frustrating. That's annoying. We want to just clear this mask map. I don't think any of the other maps are helping. And that makes it... I just can't adjust the metallic of it. So it's a little bit too shiny. But I like it. It's okay. Alright, and then I wanted to adjust some of these props. They're a little bit too large. Let's do this rock. Okay, we'll see how the scene looks. Probably move some stuff around. I want to move everything back a little bit. Alright, we added the ocean. You can see how it looks with the ocean. Come on, big money, don't crash. Ooh, spicy. It's a little bit too dark. Let's turn up the sun. Let's turn up the moon. It's 10K on the moon. Like 9K on the sun. We'll probably move all of our props a little bit more forward too. Or add more props. We could just add more props. But I gotta move the other props. Because we don't want too many. So sun, we're doing 8K. Are you winning, sun? Probably make the temperature a little bit darker. Do 8K. Ooh. And then we'll do 10K. Ooh. It's kind of spicy. Spicy. Then our props, underwater props. Just moving those a little bit more. Press the camera, hit play. See how it looks. Okay, props can go a little bit more back. And yeah, we'll probably want to add more. Maybe move some of these around. I love the bubbles though. Bubbles were a nice touch. Cool. Back a little. Scoochy scoochy. So I'd like to parent all these together. You know, sandbox style. I'm gonna rename them together. This will be Coral. Oh, it did allow me to rename it. Cool. This will be Coral Cat. Doesn't look like that allowed me to reparent it. Okay, it's working. I think we're gonna have to rename these a little bit better. So they're not parenting in this search menu, which is a little bit frustrating, gotta admit. I'd rather be able to parent them in that search, because that helps me a lot. Kind of defeats the purpose of what I'm doing. Whoa. I dig it. I'd probably raise everything a little bit. Or push it back even a little bit more. Pushing it back will help. And then getting the lightning to strike is going to be hard. But that'll be tomorrow's objective. Everything else is looking great. But yeah, the lightning is basically going to be like an animated silhouette of our character here. Then after that, I need to at least get the model with the eyes on it. Well, I could actually do that here in Unity, and I probably will. I can even animate the scaling of it. Looks like my water is actually cutting off fractions of our snake character here. And I haven't been able to find a way to scale the water. It's like the water itself is like a set dimension. It goes on forever, but it's not able to be scaled vertically. This is the new HDRP water. Now it's not even loading it properly. I mean, that works. We'll take it. $115.0. All right, cool. Yeah, this is a pretty good stopping point for me. So, let's see if anybody's currently live. Yikes. Ooh. Sam's working on 3D models. Lana's working on her game. Oh shoot, there's a new Humble Bundle out? I wish I didn't see that. It's a Unity based. There's also one for learning 3D modeling. Solo indie tutorials. Learning Git, source tree, GitHub. Unreal Engine blueprints. It's pretty useful. Project management. Those are very useful softwares. Oh my god. Seriously? I think I paid full price for this. That makes me salty. Holy shit, this is all of them. Pardon my French. Wow. Oh, you know, I might have gotten this from a Humble Bundle. There's a good chance I have this exact Humble Bundle already. These are insane, like they're giving these models away. These are high quality models. So if anybody wants Unity models, it's literally how much? $35. That's actually on the upper end for a Humble Bundle. I probably will not buy this, because I own a good percentage of these, and the rest of them aren't really worth it for me. Yeah, this is a really good assortment. Cool. Alright, well, we're gonna raid over to Lana Lux. I haven't been very active in her stream, but she's very good at what she does. She's been doing this like a decade now. And she's very kind, and she'll talk to anybody. So I hope you guys enjoy her stream. That's where we're heading. Thanks everybody for watching. See yas.